first stage of the BMW IBU World Cup in 2018 witnessed fun competitions in Oberhof, where, despite challenging weather, athletes performed in front of a full house and plenty cheering fans all over the tracks. Very Oberhof-like conditions welcomed the first competitions of the year in Thüringen, where women had to deal with strong wind and soft snow in very tricky sprint. With very few athletes capable of finding a double zero and none of them in the top 7, the strong skiing of Anastasia Kuzmina made the difference once again. The Slovak finished 35 seconds ahead of Kajsa Makarainen, while Veronika Vitkova found the first podium of the season for the Czech team. On the following day, men were graced by more favourable conditions in terms of wind. However, they had to cope with heavy rain and a much softer track. Even with bad weather, the leading names remained the same. By shooting clean, Matan Foucault secured his third season win, becoming the first athlete in 9 years to win the Oberhof sprint without missing in the range. His leadership was, however, challenged until the very end by Emil Hegle Svensson, back to the World Cup after sitting out 2 stages due to illness, while Johannes Vinjesbo finished third, despite 2 misses in prone. His strong skiing allowed him to finish on the podium, right ahead of US Team Berg at the best result in over 4 seasons. Slightly better conditions welcomed both the men and the women on the Saturday that marked the pursuits and let all athletes express great biathlon for 2 entertaining competitions, even though at the end both were won by the leaders after the sprint. Anastasia Kuzmina led thoroughly throughout the competition despite 2 misses, releasing all her emotions after going clean in the last shooting for the win. Behind her, a big battle for the podium position witnessed continuous changes until the very end, when bolt-like shooting from Dorothea Wierer and Vita Semerenko allowed the 2 to get to the podium, rising from 16th and 22nd place after the sprint. After playing a little game of cat and mouse in the first lap, Matan Foucault engaged a comprehensive battle with the Norwegians, but managed to come out on top of it and took his second win of the weekend. When Svensson mixed in the last range, the scene was set for the Ball brothers to take the first podium together after 2 years. Johannes Vinjes paid the price of too many misses, but still managed to close ahead of his brother, Tarje, one of the only 2 clean shooters of the day. With not replacing the rain overnight, the Sunday's relays were also about adapting to the new weather. The Italian women's team took an early lead, with expected favourites Germany and France both hitting the penalty loop in the first half of the competition. The third leg, however, proved costly to the Italians, who ran twice in the penalty loop, so the battle for the win became a French and German affair. Justine Breza anchored the team to a win that put an end to the domination of Germany that had been going for 6 consecutive women's relays. The third place was taken by a consistent and young Team Sweden at the first podium for the country since 2011. The FARC was then the protagonist of an unpredictable men's relay, with a record number of 151 penalty loops for all the teams at the end of the competition. Belgium with Michael Roche and Florent Claude led once again halfway through the competition. But with an incredible 10 out of 10, it was Dominik Windisch taking the lead for Italy with only one leg to go. In a day when Germany had visited the penalty loop 10 times and France 6, the battle for the podium was left to Italy, Sweden, Russia and Norway. A sensational standing shooting from Fredrik Lindström gave Sweden the first men's relay win since 2009. While Italian Thierry Chenal managed to keep his cool and with only one visit to the penalty loop, keep Tadej Bo far for a second place ahead of Norway indeed. Now the World Cup Tour takes on the roads to Bavaria for the classic stop in Ruhpolding with the second individual and must start of the season and another set of women and men's relay. So for more drama and great biathlon, you only have to wait for just a couple more days.
Nicht dünn an die Spaghetti, nein, Thüringer Größe müssen sein.